Hello!
That is such a bland introduction for items from 1985. Let's add a dash of 80s.
Don't try keeping secrets from the night. Who's keeping secrets?
Bloody hell, that was more than a dash. So, Linkits. Yes, in 1985, the company Matchbox, what makes them toy cars like, decided they wanted their own construction toy range, and so came up with Linkits, which are like weird plastic connector pieces which fit together to create weird robots and stuff, and it's all set to a kind of space opera story, which for a while was told in the pages of Eagle comic. Yes, Linkits had its own comic strip. It was quite popular in the day, I imagine. I say I imagine because I never liked the toys, so I never had any. But recently, whilst going through an old cupboard, I discovered a toy I bought about 15 years ago that I found in the back of a toy shop, and that reignited my interest in whether these things were crap or not. So, had a bit of a run on eBay, bought a few, now I'll parade them in front of your faces. Look everyone, it's Ricky! Everybody's favourite. I can only presume he's a good guy protagonist of some type, because A, he's got a name, whereas most of them are just generic robots, and B, he's nice colours. You can't actually tell really what he is from that picture. That's not particularly good, is it, to say the least. It looks like a sort of modern art sculpture of E.T. made out of a plumber's cast-offs. But it is number LK13, so everything's going to be all right. Incidentally, hands up any British people who, when they saw that word, said, "Ricky!" out loud. Yes, I know, it's a shame, isn't it? But we can't get round it. So, what have we got in the box? Immediately, here's what Ricky can do. No, he doesn't turn into anything or anything exciting. He apparently does Pilates. Good for him. It's probably healthy or something. Just more guff on the side. Between ages 5 and 12. That's actually relatively high for something like this. It's because Linkits are a bit of a pain in the arse to fit together, as we will discover later, as they actually admit themselves. And on the back, here's some instructions for generic Linkit use. That bit goes into that bit, yes. That bit goes into that bit and twists if it's near a red snowflake. That bit twists down there. No, does not go in like that. No, no. I like the way that's actually very similar, just turn to the side slightly. Basically, that's fine. Do it like that and you'll break it. Also, these shouldn't be played with by the alien from the 1979 horror film. That is a secondary mouth coming out there, isn't it? Or are they implying that you shouldn't bite them? Because that's fair enough as well. Also, apparently, you can rip Ricky to pieces and shove red snowflakes in his eye sockets and up his arse. Wow. And it's made in the UK. What's not to like? Right, in the box we have... not Ricky himself, because I'll get him to the one side. A small plastic key. I can't actually fathom what this is for. Perhaps prizing the pieces apart? I don't know. It's definitely from this set. It actually says Matchbox Linkits on it. Right, here's a little thing we'll have a look at in a minute. But here, the guy you've all been waiting for, Ricky! Wow. Well, he looks a bit friendlier than he did in the box, but that's because you couldn't make out what the hell he was. He's a brawny little bugger, isn't he? Oh, he can bend his head like that. Or like that, and like this, and I think I've snapped his neck. Nope, he's all right. No, his legs come off. The joy of Linkits. As you can see, they're very blobby connectory pieces. They have these white bits that let you connect other similar pieces to them, and the other main constituent of Linkits. Forgive me, Ricky. Oh God, I can't get him off. Oh, bloody hell, no, his arms come off. These are not the easiest thing to get apart. Perhaps this is where that key comes in. Oh no, it didn't work. Well, anyway, as you can see, you've got this sort of connectory piece here that enables two-in and the movement. Sorry, Ricky, you're going to have to sit there and be a little armless and legless. So, will this explain the story to us? Oh, I was going to say I'm pretty sure it does, but I'm not sure it does. No, I've got it. It's on the back in 400 assorted languages. Go on then, give us a... Oh God, it's really long. All right, let's have a quick rundown of it. Far out in space on planet Linkit lived the Robugs. The world of these hard-working, amiable creatures was based around Yang, the philosophy of the cube. Christ almighty, it's not quite Star Wars, is it? Its endless permutations for construction showed them that whilst there are many answers to the same problem, no one answer is ever the complete solution. To help with all the hard work of building new spacecraft and space station, the Robugs built the robots. The robots were happy with this, blah, 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 blah. Robots dissatisfied. Although there were good and bad robots, blah, blah, blah. One night during an intergalactic megastorm, hooray, that's the best type, a fiery red meteorite struck Middle Linkit. what's that, like Middle Earth? One of the splinters struck a robot factory. As a result, some of the robots under construction developed strange powers. Pretty sure that's not how that works. Actually, it just makes a hole in the roof and starts a fire. Certain bad robugs saw this as a chance to use these robots to take control of the planet. Still not entirely sure of the difference between robots and robugs. So the robugs are things like Ricky? Or is he a robot? I don't know. Is he a creation or a not? What? Initially, the very bad robugs were driven back across the purple plains, home of the Stridents, through the swamps and into the mountains, where they the good meanwhile the oh god, this is so boring. But the bad robugs do apparently have remote-controlled espions and LK-111s. Brilliant. As the struggle continued, the good robugs and their Radions spent messages across the galaxy to the space people, inviting them to help protect and share the power. Wow, that's really creepy. But unknown to anyone, the evil cranials had also picked up the signal. They too were heading for Linkit. The race was on. Whose side are you on? What can you create? Very little with these things, they're confusing. We'll have a look at that at the end. It shows the rest of the range. So the story is actually slightly different to what I assumed. So these things are like the ones living on the planet, and there are some humanoid people. Let me show you one. Who come along, but these aren't actually people from the planet Linkit. They're space people who have been brought in because, yes, this is very confusing. Also, this is very old. This is the thing I found in a toy shop about 15 years ago, when it was still 15 years out of date. And, yeah, this is their idea of an action figure for this range. It's creeped me out slightly. Let's have a look at the card art. Gasp! Kung Fu pose, yes. Here are the evil cranials. I think these are the good guys, the Tradons. And the cranials, yeah, are the evil ones with the metal hats. Brilliant. As you can see, the figures, well, the body is made out of one of these connectory pieces. Arms and legs are put on, and the head, but the head's kind of weirdly out of proportion and makes the whole thing look really creepy, like some sort of strange shop dummy. Got almost an uncanny valley quality to it, isn't it? It's one of those images that just doesn't look right, like Gandhi on a tricycle, or Totoro wielding a batleth. Anyway, back of the box. Shows you how to put it together. Thanks, lads. Anyway, that's my toy shop find from 15 years ago. You can see the figures are fucking weird. Anyway, you go over there. We want to see more of Ricky. What are the evil robugs like? Dun, 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 dun. Here's one I prepared earlier. Yes, they're kind of even more insubstantial than Ricky was, really. It would be a hard time shooting because they're mostly holes. And they have evil eyebrows and little twindly arms that don't move very well. And if you do move them, they generally come off like that. But hey, he's got proper feet, whereas Ricky hasn't got any at all. He's just sort of bumbling along on stumps, which is also the name of a really good folk album. Now, interestingly, the robug here that's carded, there he is in his little bubble that's really quite dusty and horrible and horribly yellowed and smashed up by age. There he is versus Ricky. Oh, no, that's not Ricky. Ah, is that just a normal good guy robug? Ah, and Ricky's a special one. That's why he's got a name and he's so brawny. Oh, man. Cassette tape. That's the sort of thing we like. Ricky and the Robugs from Matchbox UK. Unopened since, what year? Doesn't actually say. Well, we'll assume 1985. Dare we open it? Well, I don't like to open things that are mint on card. Now, bullshit. I don't give a toss. Right. Ricky and the Robugs. Where's side one? Oh, side one. No, wait, narrated by Edward Judd. Now you're talking. Wow, let's Judd this situation up. If only I had one of those ancient 80s tape decks we could play it on. Hell yeah. Look, it's even plugged into the mains. Make sure the counter's on 0. It was on 007. Nicked by James Bond. God, it's one with the built-in mic. Wow, bet that's high quality. Right. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. If you get a sudden jump cut, it's because it starts with a piece of music or something that is obviously copyrighted. But we should get away with this, I feel. Cool, this thing hums a treat. All right, come on, go through the header. Where's the volume? I'll probably have to adjust that. Spooky.
Far away, in the furthest reaches of space, in the northwestern spiral arm of the Milky Way,
I do recognise his
there
voice.
evolved a weird and wonderful planet. A planet unlike any other in the known galaxy. and inhabited by all manner of strange creatures.
Just looks like it's made of cheese from this.
That planet was called Linkit, and was the home of the Roebugs.
Oh, God.
Amiable,
If the roebugs make that noise all the time, I want them all fucking exterminated. God, imagine sharing a train carriage with them.
beings, but ones who would not win first prize in any beauty contest. They believed in Yen.
Hang on. Judd, what are you doing? You can't insult the roebugs. You only just introduced us to them. Deary me. All right, you got one more chance.
Philosophy of the cube. Its endless permutations for construction
Yeah, we read that.
whilst there are many answers to the same problem,
Yes, we read this bit, Edward.
no
Come on.
one answer is ever the spacecraft, advanced aircraft, and ground vehicles.
He's just reading off the bloody thing.
Fertile plains were the swamps.
He's literally just reading the back of the bloody leaflet thing. Here we are, Judd. Read that, mate.
Owl set his ship's coordinates that just after he'd left, strange changes would take place on Linkit, which would affect the whole galaxy. Ricky remained blissfully ignorant of any changes until one day...
Wow. Ricky was blissfully ignorant. Well, I think that's the message we'll take away from this. Thank you for that, Judd. Good work, man. I'll put that over there and forget it exists for the rest of my life. Anyway, these things had vehicles. Would you like to see one? For instance, the evil, terrifying Terror Trek. I'd just like to point out that I keep catching that out of the corner of my eye and thinking it's a box of Jaffa cakes, and I'm slightly disappointed each time. I'm going to turn it around. Yes, the Terror Trek. It's like a black mass of blobs with eyes. Or is that one of them driving it? Yes, it is, because I've actually got one next to me I can look at. It has 91 pieces. Hooray. And the... now, this is it, look. Linkits, the challenging constructive toy for the creative mind. Yeah, challenging, because they're a pain in the arse to fit together and do anything with, and very difficult to get apart again afterwards. So there we are. It's just like a collection of pustules and pipes that the evil roebug here drives around in like some sort of crazy dragster. Fair enough. What's inside? Oh, I didn't think there was anything in this one. Oh, it's just the instructions. Oh yeah, I did have to put this one together, and it was such a pain in the arse. In fact, it broke at one stage. Here is the device itself, and that's where it broke. There. Maybe the plastic's become more brittle over the years. I don't know. Basically, it's very black with red headlights, and the wheels don't really go round. But hey, this guy can drive it. How he would do if his arm hadn't come off. There we are. You can just drive it more slowly. I'm sure it'll be safe. I'm not entirely impressed by these pieces, I've got to tell you. Everything you make with them does appear to look like utter shit. However, if I recall, some of the spaceships looked quite cool. We need that leaflet from earlier, and we can have a look. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. And yes. Wow, we've got some sort of giant pyramid thing going on. So we've got a couple of the good roebugs there. We've got some sort of weird walking robot with a shield. Up on top, more of the roebugs. There's one of the humanoid blokes in the headpiece of a genuinely quite frightening looking robot. Here we've got like a horse being ridden by a roebug. I've got no idea. There's some sort of military unit with a couple of guns on it. No sign of Ricky. Where you gone, Ricky? Oh, there's a base. That was expensive. Meanwhile, on the bad side, we've got some incredibly shit-looking spaceships, a load of roebugs, that crappy thing, you can't even tell what it is from the picture, some sort of base in the background that's basically an oil platform, and legs aplenty, the oscillating nonsense. Wow, you've not sold me on it. The ones that actually looked quite good, from what I remember, were the spaceships, because they had this kind of framework look to them, a bit like stuff out of the late 70s sci-fi TV shows of the time. But I tell you what, it's not working for me for the ground vehicles, particularly not for this. In fact, if I recall, the slightest bit of pressure and this all sort of breaks off and then doesn't go back together properly. Yeah, it's starting to come out. Ah, yeah, here we are. Lost your no claims bonus there, mate. So, that be Linkits. It's a toy from yesteryear that I always thought looked a bit crap and does actually seem to be a bit crap. If you're a Linkits fan, be sure to tell us in the comments. None of us will read it, but, you know, it's something to do, innit?